how can I actually ensure that what's being felt, what's coming to me is actually my ego versus like what's my intuition, like actually my higher self, like telling me that like this is the right relationship or this is the right decision, the right thing to do, right? How do you distinguish what's coming from like this fear-based way of being versus what's coming from your intuition?
That's a phenomenal question that I get asked a lot. You actually answered it almost right at the end where you said fear-based way versus let's replace the word intuition with love. So fear and love can't act simultaneously. Fear and love, again, they act very differently. One's like, even if they're both reaching out for the method of protection, one creates like a much more holistic result and one creates a temporary result that can like, we want a temporary result. And so it creates it, but not efficiently. So when you find yourself in a position where you're like, okay, my intuition is telling me to do this or that, sit with yourself actually and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I feeling afraid? Am I scared? Am I in a place where my adrenaline is rushing like crazy? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling any of those things? Is this feature here scary for me? Sit with that and ask yourself what you're feeling, because then you know that you're actually not tapping into the cognitive. So when you're afraid, you're actually tapping into the amygdala, which is your fear center. And that's to tell you like, listen, don't fuck yourself up. Like this has happened before, any of those things. It was meant to be a powerful tool with prehistoric man, except now we're constantly living in a state of fear with like social media, dopamine attachment, all of that bullshit. So ask yourself, like, what am I feeling? We don't do that. We just instinctively jump into things all the time and then be like, oh, I thought this was my intuition, but it was not. On the other end, while you're doing that, ask yourself, do I feel safe? Do I feel comfortable right now? Do I feel like I'm tapping in and connecting with my body? Where is this feeling coming from within my body? So psychosomatics is a huge element of being able to like understand trauma and pain. So if you're feeling like the intuition space is coming from the back of your neck, from the shoulders, you feel your muscles getting stiff, that's fear, because it's shooting adrenaline through your body at that particular point in time. Cortisol is also flying up and down. So you're feeling like jittery. But if you're sitting with yourself and I say, I feel it within my stomach, and it's not an uncomfortable feeling, but it's a feeling that's connecting, like coming from deep within you. That's when you say the gut feeling, because it's coming from within your stomach, not from the back of your neck, not from like jittery hands and legs, which are like moving and be like, no, I can't, I shouldn't do this. It's coming from deep within you. The other element that I tell people is if you want to tap into your intuition more than your fear on a continuous basis, go back to the wounds that prevent you from feeling secure. The more you provide love and healing for yourself, the more you provide security for yourself, the more you go inwards and say, who am I? What is preventing me from showing up? What is the love that I want before I want anybody else's? The more you do that, the more just subconsciously you act from intuition, because your subconscious doesn't see the need for the ego anymore, doesn't see the need for the fear anymore. It's acting from who you are. It's loving and protective at the same time, but not from fear. How do you feel more open to express to someone that a situation, relationship is not for you instead of shying away from that? Something about someone letting me go is easier than me letting them go. Why is that? Is it because, think about it, why is it easier for someone to let me go than it is for me to let them go? Let's evaluate that. Okay, that means I would much rather someone else make the decision than me have to make the decision. So then that goes to the next step. Why am I afraid of making this decision? Maybe I'm afraid of rejecting someone. Maybe I'm afraid of telling them that I'm not suitable or this is not suitable for me. Okay, so let's say, why is that scary for you? Maybe I'm afraid of looking bad. Maybe I'm afraid of coming across as a bad person. Maybe I'm afraid that my reputation, my connection, my value is going to be criticized. And so because of that, I would much rather just continue this process until they finally get so bored and they leave, because I don't want to be able to step in and say, hey, this is not working out, and have them be like, I don't like you, you're stupid, you're blah, 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 I hate you, because I'm afraid of what I look like to them. That's a different version of insecurity that shows up. That's a lot of what avoidance do, right? That's what ghosting is. It's people who aren't trained enough with their own communication to say authentically that, hey, this is not working out, because they're afraid. They're afraid of like backlash. They're afraid of criticism. They're afraid of like their reputation being tarnished, all of that stuff. So again, the answer is the same. If you come closer to your security and your own value, you recognize that by you telling someone how you're feeling, you are not judging or shaming them, and you're not judging and shaming yourself either. You're owning up to who you are, and you recognize that this is not going to happen. Now, there's one last twist that I want to add to that. What if in relationships, sometimes we're just afraid of letting go? That's a different concept, right? Where we're afraid of this relationship, like us saying, this is not good for me. I don't think I should be in this relationship, etc. So we just carry on with this relationship, marriage, whatever, for umpteen years, feeling unhappy. Then the question comes in, okay, what is that, Yats? That again is a lack of my own identity, my lack of my own worth, and more importantly, a fear that I can't get something better, a fear that I don't deserve something better. So instead, what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to settle, and I'm just going to attach myself to the settlement and say, this is all that's going to happen. He or she treats me poorly. I don't really feel love here. I don't really feel connected. My life is not doing better, but I don't know if I can get better. What if everybody around shames me? What if my society judges me for having a divorce? What if my parents don't accept me anymore for being in a failed marriage? What if my kids go crazy because my husband and I have split up? All of those questions are all of how we externalize, so that we don't have to authentically say, what is the most important thing? Taking ownership for how I feel, for who I am and what I deserve. So those are the two spins on that question that I would say. If you like this video, click below to like, to share, to subscribe, to do all of those things, and follow this page, because we have so many more videos with this kind of magic, so to speak, inner work magic coming out. But make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And more importantly, if you found value in this, share this with all your friends. Much love to you.